Welcome to my channel Noob Developer. Welcome to this WhatsApp clone app complete tutorial with clean architecture in Kotlin and Android Studio playlist. In this comprehensive video, I will guide you through the step-by-step process of implementing the captivating homepage layout of the WhatsApp and followed by the seamless integration of the context feature. Get ready to embark on a coding journey where we will create an engaging and visually appealing user experience that replicates the functionality of one of the most popular messaging apps in the world. To kick things off, we will start by breaking down the elements of the WhatsApp homepage. You will learn how to design and implement a sleek and intuitive layout using the frame layout and fragment container. We will show you how to seamlessly add the home fragment to the frame layout using the support fragment manager and assign it to a specific tag. You will also discover how to set the visibility of various activity views such as the app logo, username layout and input fields to create a polished and user-friendly interface. Next, we will dive into the exciting world of context integration. With just a single click on the Fab action button located at the bottom of the screen, we will unveil the context of WhatsApp users. We will guide you through the whole process of requesting the necessary permission and accessing the device context list, and then you will learn how to leverage the powerful recycler view and adapter pattern to dynamically display the retrieved context complete with their names, profile pictures and status information. And also I'm gonna show you how to convert the image view into a circular image view to show the profile picture or any type of picture in a circular view, or any type of view basically in a circular view. By the end of this tutorial, you will have a fully functional and visually stunning context feature that seamlessly integrates with the WhatsApp clone app. Now before starting to implement the feature, let's first subscribe the channel and press the bell icon, and also click like this video, and also follow me on this Instagram and this Threads account so that you can keep up with me also and also the channel. Now let's start. Now we're gonna call is user authenticated function to check the authentication status of the user, and then we're gonna simply call the open home page function inside this show home page override function, and this open home page function is also we call after checking the authentication status basically. So this is the common function which we call from two places. Now inside this open home page, using this frame layout, we're gonna put our home page fragment into this fragment container. Add this fragment add the home page fragment into this frame layout. Now using the support fragment manager obviously, and adding this home page fragment as the home page fragment, basically the tag home page fragment we gonna use. And inside this function, first we gonna set all the activity views basically set to the gone state. So set all main activity views gone, and inside this function we gonna set the visibility to gone, whether it is user authentication layout, app logo, then we gonna set the visibility of user name layout, and after this text input layout 2, then et name and text input layout 1, user number layout, bt proceed layout and et number layout. So these are the some basically views which we set to the gone, and only one frame layout is set to the visible. And now we commit the fragment, and inside this home fragment layout, this is the layout, and we're gonna implement relative layout, and inside this we implemented the material toolbar. Set the width as match parent, height as action bar size, background as green, visibility as visible. Theme, we use toolbar theme. Inside this you can see text color secondary should be the white color, and inside this we're gonna add the menu, and for that menu let's break some time. Inside this toolbar we're gonna add one text view for the text to show on the toolbar, which is the title basically, which is the WhatsApp, and the padding as 5 dp, text color should be white, margin top 10 dp, and text size as 24 sp, text style bold, visibility visible, and should give the id as toolbar title, and set the id to toolbar as toolbar. Now after this we need to add one more thing, which is tab layout, which should be the exactly below the toolbar. So where we show the 3 tabs of our app, which is chat, calls and status, and the tab layout width and height should be match parent and wrap content respectively. It should be layout below to id toolbar, and background should be green as similar to the toolbar. And after setting the background, we need to set some tab indicator settings, which is tab indicator full width, and the indicator basically the below under each tab should be to the full width, and tab indicator color should be white, tab text color white, tab text appearance this you can create inside your style XML file, and I used it for text, setting the text size, then view pager for width as height as match parent and match parent, and I'm gonna put this to the below to the left tab layout. The ID should be view pager 2. Now we gonna need some floating action button for opening our context fragment as we have in the real WhatsApp app. So the specification of this button is basically align parent bottom and align parent end should be true, background print is basically the green, which is the light green, and layout margin 30 dp, the whole margin, and fab size should be the normal, and this is it. Now inside this menu directory I'm gonna create a main menu resource file, and inside this main menu resource file we need to add two icons first, which is two items, as one is as camera and other one as search, and these should be show as action to true, means we need to see this users let the user to see this always. Okay, so that means show as action means that, like you can see on the screen on the device basically, and the split screen. So menu search and camera, these two, and now we're gonna add some items which we only show to the user when the user clicks on that three dots icon. Okay, so the item should be first is create new group, means new group basically, which we get in the real WhatsApp app, and then let's copy paste and just change the things like new broadcast, then we have the link devices, then we have the steered messages, then we have the payments at the last. So these are the items which we gonna provide to the user as exactly the copy. Basically I just copied all the things from the real WhatsApp app. So at last the settings we have. Now we're gonna create the menu for the context fragment, which is which has some less options and also the different options. So search is there also, and after the search we need to copy paste these items, which is create new group, invite a friend, and invite a friend is an option. Then we have the option as contacts, and then we have the option as refresh, and then we at the last we have help, and these are the items we're gonna use. Now provide the main menu inside this menu as the tab, basically tool in the toolbar. Now in this home page fragment, first we're gonna add the fragment main binding here, because without binding we can't do anything here. So fragment main fragment home page binding, and this variable should be slashed with fragment home page binding dot inflate, providing the layout inflator container, and attached to parent should be set to false. Now after this binding dot fab show context, and in this fab show context I'm gonna set the outline provider, which is the outline provider is basically the view outline provider extended class which I created, and in this created class we have the get outline method which set the outline to the oval shape. We're gonna provide the view for to this, and it already set the view as oval shape. So for if you want the image view to set as a circle view, then you can use this provider, and then after that I set the status bar color as the green one, which is basically the same as our toolbar and tab layout. Now in the on view created method, which is the overriding method, I'm gonna set up the view pager and tab layout. So in the function tab setup, tab view pager and tab layout, first I'm gonna set the adapter and to the view pager 2, and by using this object, and then fragment state adapter and passing the two methods, two parameters, child fragment manager and life cycle, and then just open the curly brackets and you get the two methods to implement, which is get item count and create fragment. Now these two methods will gonna help us to set up the fragments into the view pager. Okay, first method is basically we use to get the item counts. Okay, so for that purpose we need to first create the list of all the items we need to set to the user, basically, sorry, the view pager. So for that purpose, let's create a list, fragment list basically, and which is gonna equals to array list of, and inside this array list of block, let's just add, first is chat fragment, then second one is calls fragment, and the third one is basically the status fragment. Now after this, the status fragment, after this let's just simply return the fragment list dot size, and in overridden function create fragment we need to just pass the fragment list and with the position, that's the return, it will return the fragment basically. Now after this we need to set the tab layout mediator, and to actually set the text to the particular fragment according to the position we get from this basically the view pager 2. In the tab layout mediator you need to pass the tab layout and the view pager, and the tab and the position we get from this tab layout mediator function. So for that for passing the tab layout and view pager we need to use binding.tab layout and binding.view pager 2. Now inside this when function you need to pass the position, and according as per the position we're gonna set the text to the tab. So basically set the text to the, like, tab.text equals to chat, for one tab.text equals to calls, and for the position 2 tab.text equals to status. So now that's it. After all of these things we need to basically override the on create options menu, so that we can set the options basically the menu options to our screen. So for that purpose we're gonna use on create options menu, and return simply inflate the menu by using inflator.inflate r.menu.main menu, which is the resource id, and menu which we get from the parameter. Now after this on options item selected, from which in which we're gonna set the click listener to all the items we have on in the menu, and simply you need to return something here. So just return the return when basically. So we need to use the return function before the when. So whenever we get the basically the anything and we get the true inside that click listener already. Now what we gonna happen when we click on the fab show contest button, it simply needs to open the contest fragment, and for that purpose we need to have the read contest permission. So for that, private var request read contest launcher of type activity result launcher and register for activity result, and in which we gonna provide the activity result contest dot request permission, and the permission will return the true or false boolean variable, which is if it is the permission should be granted, then we get the is granted as true, and if it's granted as true we gonna simply put the fragment that means the context fragment to the container fragment container, which is the fragment layout we are using in the activity. So just add the context fragment and use provide the tag to this context fragment underscore fragment, and commit this. Now in the else block, first we're gonna check if should show request personal rational is true for the particular permission, which is manifest dot permission dot read context, and if it is true then we're gonna call the function. First I'm gonna check whether my context is null or not. If it is not null, then I'm gonna show the alert dialog builder, and on the click of the positive button of this alert dialog builder, I'm gonna launch the request launcher again, request launch read context launcher dot launch again by providing the permission, which is manifest dot permission dot read context. Now after showing this, on the click of fab show contest button, I'm gonna launch this permission also. So from two places I'm gonna launch this permission. Now after launching the permission and getting the permission, we get to the context fragment, and inside this context fragment which we created just now, context fragment, which is a blank fragment. Now remove all of these things which we don't need here, and just set up the this is the let's set up the context fragment now first. So for that, add remove the text view here, and simply add the progress bar to this context fragment, which is of width and height as match parent and match parent, and background it's simply white. Now we need a text view, which is should be the match parent and wrap content. Put this as a linear layout, and we are good to go. Now we have everything here, orientation as vertical, background as white, but we are missing something. What we are missing? Basically the toolbar, and the toolbar is basically simply same. We don't need main menu, we need context menu. So, and also inside this I'm gonna add one more text view for the first one for the toolbar. Okay, toolbar title. Now the second one is basically the which we gonna show under the toolbar title, which is select a content is the title, but under this we are gonna show how many contexts are there in the list basically. So that for that purpose I'm gonna use the subtitle text, and text size should be 14sp, text color white, and visibility visible. Now under the use the linear layout to combine all both of the text views and set them as vertical way. Okay, so set the orientation as vertical, and you are good to go. Simple like this actually. Now this is the complete layout, and let's import this. Now we have the fragment here. All in this context fragment we need to do something. So before that, let's create a context manager from where we gonna fetch the context from the user's device, and for that purpose we need to provide a context to this. So implemented in one of the previous videos, you can check out that also, or I'm gonna tell you in this one actually. So you can just watch. So we're gonna call this get context function, which gonna return array list of a string, and string here refers to the phone number of the user device basically, which we gonna fetch. So how we gonna fetch? Simply context resolver, using the content resolver, and just query context contract dot common data coins, and which is the phone kinds.phone.content URI, and all of the other things just return the pass that as null. Now cursor is on the table, which is the phone table, and from that table I'm gonna basically iterate it through the rows, and by column index simply I'm gonna check the common data coins dot phone dot number. Now we get the value 1. Now check if the value 1 is basically what we can say is not is not greater than, is basically greater than -1. It should be the greater one, -1, so that it doesn't return null when we try to fetch get string value. Okay, now phone number is equal to it.getString as value, and then add the context list basically, and return this list as a array list of string. Simple. From this context, now annotate it with Android entry point, this context fragment, and pass, just create a binding variable which is of type fragment context to binding here. Okay, why 2? Because I created one before and it just override the naming. I don't know why, but it just, so binding equals to fragment context to binding not embedded, same as we done in the home page fragment. Simple. Now private var device context, which we gonna fetch from the using the context manager dot get context function. These contexts should be of type mutable list of a string, because we gonna basically manipulate this device context string. Why? Because this context manager returns the number as it is, it's saved on your device, but we need number with trimmed spaces and without the +91. So because as you can get the as a +91, is it actually up to you how you gonna need the device number, by simply how you gonna save the number to your Firebase. Okay, so I saved it because without the white spaces and the +91, so I'm gonna manipulate it like that. Now I'm not gonna use this device context because the device context number in my device is way more, so I'm not gonna query all of those to just fetch 10 to 12 variables because it gonna cost me much. So I'm just basically just checking device context dot now is not empty. If not empty, then I'm gonna create a new list, which is this, and this list basically created on my Firebase, so I gonna use this list to fetch the device context from the Firebase. So now let's just create one more interface, which is iContext view, and just extend it with views handling, so that we can implement all of these functions in this context fragment, and we just gonna implement iContext view interface here. Now let's override all of these methods. Override function show progress bar, show error, hide progress bar. These three functions basically mainly we gonna use in this particular context fragment. So by simply and one more is actually the on create options menu for the context fragment, and on options item selected method also we gonna override. So first in the show error, let's just binding set the basically call the okay, we didn't set the id to the progress bar, so set the id to the progress bar and the text views and the recycler view first. So it is the context recycler view, and also I think we are all to go. Subtitle text include by title text already set. Now it dot context progress bar dot visibility should be set to the gone if we get the error, and show the toast as the whatever the error we get, so that as an toast. So after this show progress bar, for the show progress bar simply set the visibility to visible, that's it. Hide progress bar, set the visibility to gone, that's it. Now so after adding the list, we just gonna create the context adapter class, and after creating this we gonna create the context view model class, which we gonna implement after that implementing this context view adapter. So this context adapter first we need to implement by just implementing the list adapter and providing the user and context adapter dot view holder. So context adapter dot view holder is basically view holder is going to be the view holder class, and providing the context diff util to the functional parameter basically to the list adapter. Now implement the class view holder and pass the view as the parameter and extend it to the recycler view dot view holder and pass the view to that one. Now inside this view holder class we need to call the bind view by passing the user object to that bind view function. After this we gonna create context diff util class, and which is of type diff util dot item callback, and the item should be the user. Now implement the methods, and we have two methods. Our item the same, old item equals to new item. Our contains the same, old item dot, here we have only the differentiator as phone number. So on old item dot user phone number is equals to old item dot user number, new item dot user number. That's it. Because these are gonna differentiate between the two lists, basically the old list and the new list. Now we need to simply list adapter we gonna use the different lead. That's the list adapter we need to use android x dot recycler dot wizard dot list adapter. Now implement the three members which we have, and contact diff util need to pass to the as a constructor. So now in this two methods, on create view holder and on bind view holder method, we need to first in on create view holder we need to create a view, which is by using layout inflator dot in from parent dot context, and then call the inflate function, and in this inflate function we need to pass the one view, which is this. In this view I have one image view, one title view, and the description view, which is basically the username and the status of that user and the image. Simply the view, simple view, no issue. The context card. Now return the view holder class object by passing the view as a parameter. Now simply on bind view holder I'm gonna get the item by using the position which we get in the parameter. Now this is not a context at all, this is the context. So passing the context in the holder dot bind view function, which is basically inside the view holder class. Now by using the user object I am gonna set the values to the views which we have in the context card layout. So we have simply the username, so as text view I'm gonna set the text as username, and also the user status, so txt user status, and r.id.txt user status, and the third one is basically the image, so user image. Now also convert find view id.txt the user image only. Now user image as the variable and set this text, the type of this is basically image view. Now after this set the values to those particular things. Now first I'm gonna use the outline provider, the set oval function, to basically set the profile picture as in a oval shape. So you need to pass these permissions to the manifest file also, and after passing these permissions let's move on to the context view. We need to create a repository interface, which is context repository interface, and in this interface I'm gonna create a function which is gonna get all users, so from the device by using the device context list, and it will return the flow of resource of list of user. And then we need to implement this. So for this context repository implementation class, and simply add inject constructor private val firestore, which is of type firebase of firestore. And after just implementing the context repository in this, we need to override the get all users function, and it return the channel flow by using the try send as an emitter. And inside this just query firestore.collection users dot where equal to user number is particular the number I passed in the as a list. So query dot get dot add on complete listener. If the complete listener the task is completed basically, then if task dot is successful, then simply get me the object. Okay, the get me the documents, all the documents which are basically equal to that. So we get the one document always. So let's create a context WhatsApp context list. Okay, so this list I'm gonna pass to the through the view model to the view which we have as a recycler view. Simple. So let's just add, and by passing the document to this get user from document function, we get the user object. After this just try send resource or success and pass the WhatsApp context. So using this function I'm gonna basically create this function simply, and let's just fun get user from document and passing the document as the query document snapshot. Now it will return the user. So return the user how? Just fetch the details from the document snapshot by using the document.get. You can simply use the as a document dot get a string as user name, the user image, user number, user status, all of these you can use. Okay, so like this basically. So after this in the catch method the exception we get, and we send the resource dot error and exception dot localize message. If null then an error occurred. Simple. After basically after this let's call the await close method, so which just tell us that everything is completed. Now let's create context use case, and inside this use case we just gonna call the same old function, the get all users functions of the repository inside this context use case, and let's just implement it by injecting the context basically the context repository to it, and just call the fun get all users function and passing the device context as parameter, and let's just, which is of also type list of a string, and it equals to context repository all users. That's simple. Now let's provide the some things to the WhatsApp app module. Singleton provides simple contact repository. So in this contact repository, what we need to provide, which we need to provide Firebase Firestore instance. So and it will return the contact repository. So return contact repository implementation and pass the Firebase Firestore as a parameter. Now after this, we need to basically provide the use case auth repository to the use case, contact repository to the use case, context, and it will return the contact use case. It will not we need to pass the contact repository in the parameter, not contact use case. Simple. Now what we need to return, we need to return contacts use case and pass the contact repository in the parameter. That's it. Now let's implement the context view model, which we didn't implemented yet. So in this we need to pass, first we need to simply add annotate it with add held view model, and after that we need to inject with in the constructor private val contact use case. So we and just implement the view model class. Let's create one variable which is WhatsApp contacts list, and which is of type mutable state flow, and it is of type basically list of user. So pass the empty list in the parameter. Now the other variable val WhatsApp context list, which we gonna use to basically observe the value to the in the main activity, or we can in our case in the context fragment class. So let's also add a late init var variable which is iContextView, which is the interface I'm gonna put to this function. Let's get all WhatsApp contacts. So inside this we have two parameters. We're gonna have two parameters basically: device context, which is of type list of a string, and interface listener, which is of type iContextView. And simply it will return the view model scope dot launch. And inside this we need to first iContextView is equal to interface listener, then simply context use case dot get all users method called by passing the device context, and then collect the latest value from this, so using the when, which is similar to the previous one which we have in the create user profile. Simply users dot x success, on success just iContextView is a hide progress bar simply, and show progress bar as per the things. Now in the context fragment, which we need to simply call the coroutine scope.io dispatches.io method, and for that I'm gonna also basically we need to instantiate contact view model by using the view models. Simple. And view models, let's use val, not var in case of view model. And inside this coroutine scope I'm gonna call the context view model dot get all WhatsApp contacts and pass the new list, not the what we can say device context, the new list. So let's call this not inside, outside this coroutine scope, and let's just collect the value of this WhatsApp contact list flow variable inside this dispatcher.io. Now simply submit the list to the context adapter, and also let's do it inside the view with context dispatcher.main scope. This if it dot is not main empty, simply we gonna what we gonna do is pass the list to the context adapter, and also we need to set the title subtitle text, which is the context adapter dot current list dot size that context number. So that's it, and congratulations on completing the implementation of the WhatsApp homepage layout and engaging context in feature. You have taken a significant stride towards building a comprehensive WhatsApp clone app that provides users with a seamless messaging experience. In this tutorial, we covered everything from designing an aesthetically pleasing user interface to integrating device context effortlessly. But this is just a beginning of your journey. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos where we will delve into the deeper into the exciting features like chat functionality, message encryption, and more. We are committed to providing you with the knowledge and skills needed to create a powerful and secure messaging app. If you found this tutorial helpful, just be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon and for more engaging and informative content. Remember, the complete source code and additional resources can be found in the description below. Also, if you have something to add, if you have something to comment, give to feedback, just comment it below. Also follow me on this Instagram and Threads app, and you get the links of these social media accounts in the description. So thank you for joining us. We can't wait to see you what you will create next in your WhatsApp clone app. Happy coding and see you in the next one.